Good morning, y'all. Come on in. Welcome. Hey, how are you all? Happy Monday. Welcome to the day shift once again. It's been about 2 weeks almost, hasn't it? Since we've done this. Maybe not 2 weeks, but it's been a minute. Good morning. It's Paulette, your girl Paulette, and I'm here this morning to chat with you guys about some things that we're excited about over here. So, first of all, good morning, good morning, good morning. Hey, everybody. So, if this is your first time here, make sure that you go ahead and like, comment, or share that you're here so we can see you and acknowledge your presence. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the day shift. Welcome to the kitchen. This is where we literally sit down together, go over the news, some of the goofy stuff that's happening in the world, and then we also sip over coffee and talk about some of the things that help us to stay organized throughout the day. We're going to be talking about that a little bit further on to this evening on tips, topics, and talk, and see if you guys are up for some challenges that are coming down the pipe. Because I got a whole bunch of stuff to be sharing with y'all. But listen, the first thing that I want to do, like I always do, is Alan Edwards, who does the news for KCCR Radio, the Brownstone. As you can see over here, up there in the corner, that's the app. You can go ahead and download the app and listen in. We are happy to say that we've got new service. I'm excited about that, but we always like for you guys to hear the news for yourself. We're going to be hearing it together because I haven't listened to it yet this morning. But y'all ready? Let's listen to what's happening in the news. I think it's important for everybody to know what's going on.
The European Union on Monday said it put forward a final text to revive the 2015 Iran nuclear deal as 4 days of indirect talks between U.S. and Iranian officials wrapped up in Vienna.
How will Iran indeed shrink its uranium enrichment, which has improved in the last 2 years tremendously? And not at least, how do the US assure the Iranians that if in 2024 a Republican president would be elected, that this deal would not yet again be abolished?
The Biden administration announced another $1 billion in new military aid for Ukraine on Monday, pledging what will be the biggest yet delivery of rockets, ammunition, and other arms straight from the Department of Defense stocks for Ukraine forces.
The US pledge of a massive new shipment of arms comes as analysts warned that Russia was moving troops and equipment in the direction of the southern port cities to stave off a Ukrainian counteroffensive. The aid includes additional rockets for the high-mobility artillery rocket systems, as well as thousands of artillery rounds, mortar systems, javelins, and other ammunition and equipment. Harry Michaels reporting.
6 more ships carrying agricultural cargo held by the war in Ukraine received authorization to leave the country's Black Sea coast, as analysts warned that Russia was moving troops and equipment in the direction of the southern port cities to stave off Ukrainian counteroffensive.
The latest ships to set sail are bound for Turkey, where they'll be inspected as part of the deal reached with Russia and the UN.
Basketball star Brittany Griner and former Marine Paul Whelan should be hopefully released from Russia as part of a 2-for-2 prisoner swap, former U.S. Ambassador to the UN Bill Richardson said.
Well, I don't want to go into everything that I've been doing. I've been talking to the Russians. I talked to the White House. I'm a catalyst. This is going to be a government-to-government negotiation.
This is the latest news headlines. Actress Anne Heche is in stable condition after she was involved in a fiery crash on Friday that damaged a Los Angeles home, her representative has stated. The Los Angeles Police Department also confirmed that 53-year-old Heche was in the driver's seat in the solo vehicle crash. LAPD sources told ABC News they suspect Heche was allegedly driving at an excessive speed when the crash happened. 4 people are dead after a suspected drunk driver crashed into a golf cart in Texas. Officers from the Galveston Police Department responded to the scene at the intersection of 33rd Street and Avenue R around 11:35 p.m. Saturday and found an adult driver of the golf cart dead at the scene, police said. An adult female and 2 children were transported to the University of Texas Medical Branch at Galveston, where they later died, police said. A Maryland auction house sold a wristwatch that once belonged to Adolf Hitler for $1.1 million. Alexander Historical Auctions in Chesapeake City has estimated the value between $2 and $4 million, describing the watch as a World War II relic of historic proportions. News outlets reported that Jewish leaders and others objected to the sale this week, saying it had little to no historical value. With the midterm elections 3 months away, Americans maintain a sour view of the state of the economy and are pessimistic about its future course, with President Joe Biden's approval rating across a range of issue areas continuing to suffer, according to a new ABC News IPSOS poll. 69% of Americans think the nation's economy is getting worse, the highest that the measure has reached since 2008. Currently, only 12% think the economy is getting better, and 18% think it's essentially staying the same. And that's the latest news headlines. I'm Alan Edwards.
All right, you guys, that was Alan Edwards. Good morning, good morning, good morning. If you're just now joining us, it's your girl Paulette. I am the owner and founder of KCCR Radio Brownstone Center, which is housed under the mother company Brownstone Worldwide. And we are going to be talking the entire week about Black Business Month. If you guys haven't been paying attention, one of the things that we've been doing here in the Brownstone is we have been holding Black Business Month interviews. So it's called Brownstone's Best. And you're actually able to check out some of our business owners, and they're going to be giving you the good, the bad, and the ugly. So over the weekend, we had an opportunity to listen to and chat with via video Ms. The Nicole Johnson, who is the owner and founder of YourPowerOfThePurse.com. This week, she's actually holding a financial challenge, and it started yesterday. She had her kickoff party. And so if you guys want to check her out, I would encourage you all to do so, because once again, great sister to know, and she's going to be helping you to get your money all the way together. And as a matter of fact, I think I have her banner up in here. Let me go ahead and share it with you guys so you can grab that information if you want it. Once again, it's Reposition Your Purse. It's a 5-day challenge, taking the pressure off of your purse to budget like a boss. And she's actually been able to help over 100 women purchase their very first home. Go ahead and check her out when you have an opportunity. Again, it's YourPowerOfThePurse.com. I would encourage you to do that. Now, we've got some other upcoming shows that you don't want to miss, and we're going to be doing some replays as well. So kind of like reruns. So if you all have missed some of those shows, we're going to be re-airing them throughout the week. And again, it's called Brownstone's Best. And you'll have an opportunity to get to know some of these Black businesses that you don't know anything about. Okay. And it's our responsibility at Brownstone Worldwide to help you to understand that there are people out here who are looking to serve you, that look like you, that sound like you, and are really just great professional individuals. This past weekend, we spoke with Leanne Dulce of DulceandLay.com. We had an opportunity to talk with her. She is a self-care strategist. And I got schooled yesterday on what self-care is all about. So her interview is going to be airing this Saturday. And then also Dr. Michelle Josie is going to be joining us on Wednesday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then, of course, Cullen's Corner comes to you guys this week as well on Thursday. So keep it locked for more about that. So good morning, good morning, good morning. Once again, you are listening to The Day Shift. That is a part of KCCR Radio, the Brownstone Center. It's your girl Paulette, and I'm just here to just provide you with a little bit of the news and information that you can use throughout your day, and also come back later on this evening and we're going to be doing a tips, topics, and talk. Now, one of the things that you heard which kind of piqued my ear, was the notion that the economy is taking a nosedive. Now, I don't know about anybody else, but whenever I go to the grocery store lately, all I've been seeing are an increase in the amount that I have to pay for things like butter and bacon and, even bread. So yesterday I bought a loaf of French bread, which normally I purchased for about 99 cents. It was $2.88. And so I was a little bit surprised. So we're, one of the things that we have a really bad habit of doing is putting our French bread in. As a matter of fact, let me double check. Not putting it in the refrigerator, and it will mold over time. So one of the things that we do is we put French bread, like fresh bread from the baker, directly into the refrigerator. And yes, it is in the refrigerator. Thank goodness. Because here's the thing, folks. Nobody has time to waste money in this economy. And so one of the things that we're going to be doing, or I'm going to be doing with tips, topics, and talking, also with the Sunday brunch, is providing some recipes that you can make with things that you already have, like your basic staples. So one of the things that I can recall when I was a kid growing up and watching my mother as she prepared a meal, and some of the things that I took when I got my first apartment. My first apartment, y'all, I was 17 years old, didn't know what I was doing. But anyway, so I can recall always having a bag of potatoes and a bag of onions and 1 bag of flour, even if it was just for the 5-pound bag. It was just me. I didn't have any children, so it was just me. I had an opportunity to just prepare a simple meal for myself with just potatoes. I had oil. I did have some oil. No, it was butter. Didn't have any oil. And Country Crock had just come out then too. I remember that. So I learned really, really quick how to make a dollar holla. And I wasn't always good at it, though. I wasn't always good at it. That's why if you are interested in learning any more about saving money and doing more for your family, I would absolutely encourage you to go to yourpowerofthepurse.com and take that financial 5-day challenge. So let's get into this news, y'all, because y'all over here cutting up. All righty, let's see. We're gonna pull up some news. I always like to do that, and here's what I will tell you is that we are going to have a recipe for chocolate cake that's going to be on the Brownstone Center and also a part of Brownstone's Best. So if I were you, I would absolutely grab that and take a look, because I might end up finding myself baking that later on today. Now, one of the other things that we're going to be sharing with you guys is, let's see, did y'all hear about Miss Serena Williams? Honey, Miss Serena Williams is retiring. She is retiring from tennis. And you know what? Why don't you just do it while you're at the peak of your game, you're at the top of your game, and just congratulations to her. Congratulations to her. And now another thing that we've heard is that there's going to absolutely be a trade-off for Brittany Griner and Paul Whelan, who is over in Russia as well in one of the prison camps. But then there lies in the question of a situation where there is another person who is in prison right now for domestic violence, where she tried to protect herself from her Russian boyfriend, and she has been detained in Russia. And the question that I've been hearing throughout all of social media for those people that do know about this is, what are we doing for that particular American individual? Are we just going to turn a blind eye to the fact that there's someone over there that really shouldn't be there? And from what all accounts say, the boyfriend actually said, no, I was the aggressor. She was trying to protect herself. Don't arrest her, even after he called the police himself. And so more on that information as it becomes available, because I kind of find that a little screwy for you all to hold somebody accountable for trying to keep somebody up off of them. Does that make sense to y'all? It don't make sense to me at all. So one of the things that I wanted to pull up and talk with you guys about is, y'all bear with me. JCPenney's is still around, y'all? I didn't know that. You know, that was one company that would never give me a credit card. I don't even know why that's important like right now. So JCPenney actually appoints a new chief financial officer. Pretty cool. Okay. More than 20 years experience with leading retail and real estate companies. So she looks like she is the woman for the job. Yes, it is a woman. It is a beautiful woman. Yes. All right. So let's continue to keep talking about what's in the news. Let's talk about Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo is actually planning a retreat in the mortgage business. So let's find out exactly what they're talking about here, because that's really interesting. Isn't that like their thing? They're all about the money. At least that's what I thought. Okay. So let's check out what they are talking about in the news and see where we're at with that. So Wells Fargo is planning a retreat in its mortgage activities, according to a published report. Bloomberg News, citing unnamed sources, reported the #1 mortgage originator of commercial banks is looking to reduce its ties to outside mortgage firms that accounted for about a third of its new home loans last year. The company told the news agency that it's evaluating the size of its mortgage business in light of the smaller originations market. Wells Fargo has been fighting a number of scandals, including one in the mortgage business where it reportedly rejected refinancing applications for Black homeowners. Okay, more than white ones. The Federal Reserve has imposed an asset cap on Wells Fargo until the bank's regulatory practices actually improve. So, though Wells Fargo leads commercial banks and mortgage activities, Rocket Mortgage and United Shore Financial originated more last year. And there you go. That's the news that you have about mortgages with Wells Fargo. Doesn't surprise me because they were under the hot seat because of that scandal that they had. How many of y'all got y'all coffee this morning? You got your coffee this morning? I hope that you do, because I'm sitting over here, I'm chilling. I'm like, okay, because eventually I'm going to have to leave to go to the office. I'm going to the office today. And sit in somebody's office, I guess. Good morning, everybody. Y'all come on in here. Welcome to the Day Shift. We're just going over the news, holding a little bit of conversation, letting you guys know that this particular show, hey, Sean, how are you this morning? Girl, you up early. Yes, come on in the room. Come on in the room. Yes. All right, so you guys, listen, one of the other things that I wanted to come on here and talk to you guys about is tonight, we are going to head into tips, topics, and talk. Yes, it is early over there. I don't know. You just, that's what it is you must go to bed early. I lie, because I actually went to bed early. I was up at 5 o'clock this morning. So just trying to get myself in gear over here. So yeah, that's pretty good and interesting information to know that they're going to do everything that they can to get Brittney Griner home, and also Paul Welsh. Okay, tips, topics, and talk is actually tonight. We're going to be talking about Nicole Johnson's her 5-day financial strategy challenge that she's having right now. I am going to be talking about this 8-week program that I'm on with Joy Diggs. And she is going to be helping me to get my guns, at least hopefully by my birthday. Y'all, my birthday is on Halloween. And this year, I plan on at least wearing something where you can see my arms. Okay, so the older that you get, it's just something about it. But on tips, topics, and talk tonight, what we're going to do is we're going to prepare a very easy cake. I've actually done this one before, but this cake is a rich butter cake that you can make with ingredients that you already have at home. And while we discuss that, while we do that, and I'm sharing with you all of the ingredients for the recipe. It's an old school recipe. It actually comes from one of my favorite cookbooks that I have here from the Fannie Farmer line. And this is when you were, a young woman and you were aspiring to be a wife, and it was your job to make sure that everything in the house was beautiful and all of those things. And there were courses and so forth. So this is one of those cookbooks, but I love them because the recipes are so simple and so decadent the way that you prepared them. Now, not everything is as decadent, but when I tell you I have a trough of cookbooks, I have a trough of cookbooks to choose from. And so can't wait to share some of those recipes with you guys, because I'm going to be modifying some of it for today's palette. Some things we're not going to be making, like, say, for instance, Jell-O cake. That is a whole no for me. Okay. So once again, you are watching and listening on KCCR Radio, the Brownstone Center. You will be able to listen at about 10 a.m. this exact same broadcast. But right now we're just sitting here enjoying our coffee and sitting here getting in some news. We just found out that they're going to be bringing Brittney Griner home. Now, when that is going to happen, I am not sure. But here's what's really interesting. So one of the things that we heard Alan Edwards talk about this morning during the broadcast, rich butter recipe. Yes, honey, you listen, you have not lived until as a matter of fact, let me get the cookbook that I got it from. Because she is my favorite. She's my favorite. And it's in so many of my piles of books that I have in my dining room and my kitchen. It is from the 1896 cookbook, The Boston Cooking School. Let's talk about that. All right. And so this recipe, it's called a hot water sponge cake. A hot water sponge cake. You don't need much. And all of the ingredients I actually have. So this is going to be a lot of fun. It's a super simple cake. It only takes about 25 minutes for all of the ingredients to come together, 25 minutes for you to bake it. And when I tell you the last time that I prepared this hot water sponge cake, it literally disappeared in less than 24 hours. That's how rich it was. Okay, so can't wait to share that with you guys. Let's see. Yeah, this is going to be, and then there's another one. So a cheap sponge cake as well. And it's based upon ingredients that you already have at home. Because here's the thing, the closer that we get to where more and more things that when we go to the grocery store are higher in price, my God, like, what do they want us to do? Eat air? So we have to get really super creative in trying to figure out what exactly we need to do to go back to what we learned from our parents. Like my mother was notorious for making sure that she had all of the staples in the house. What we do 9 times out of 10 is when we leave the office, the first thing that we do is what? We go grab something to eat. Before we even get home, we've already gotten started. Instead of taking recipes and simple things and making them work. And it's getting harder and harder to do. So one of the things that I can recall, now tell me if you all remember this. One of the things that I can recall that we actually did when I was a girl was we had, one of the things that I hadn't done, hold on y'all. One of the things that I actually did as a kid was I would watch my mother literally go to the grocery store and she would, hang on just a minute, y'all. And she would find all of the deals. Honey, yes, eat air. You ain't never had a good glass of air and a good air sandwich? What about ice sandwiches? So when I was a kid, we would eat ice sandwiches just to be stupid, But there were times when realistically, it was all that you had. It was all that you had. Now, thank goodness my mother was very, very resourceful, right? So she came up with great recipes. We had an opportunity to do a lot of things, which was really cool because a lot of kids didn't do the things that we did. They really didn't. And I feel kind of sorry for folks. Honey, I have traveled the world even before I started singing professionally. Okay. Watching mama go to the grocery store to find all the deals. Yes, honey. Let me tell you something. So I just had to share the broadcast with a couple of other places. So listen, my mother had a deep freezer. Do you know that I still do not own one? What planet am I on? Does this even make sense? What am I doing? Do you know how much money I could actually be saving if I had a deep freezer? So one of the goals before the end of the year is to get a deep freezer. Now, my mother had a standing freezer. She had one that was super, super long. It was almost as long as the island here in my kitchen. And then she had one that was really small. And for each one, she knew what food items would go where. Oh, my mother could can. She could make homemade jelly. She could do all of the things. And then on top of that, they had a family business. Okay. They had the trucking business and they also ran a daycare. So if entrepreneurialism is in the blood, it's absolutely in the blood. Okay. Because this is all I've ever known. And so because of that, we were afforded some of the things some of the kids couldn't do. Like let's talk about the fact that there were certain words that we couldn't say in the house. Anybody else have a family or a parent that was like that? My mom and dad were like, we don't say ain't in this house. It was not a thing. It wasn't even in the dictionary then. Can y'all think back to a time when you didn't say ain't? Well, we couldn't say it. And we had to be careful how we said the word was, because it actually is was, not was. Okay. And how many times was I reminded of how to set a table correctly? Okay. And those are some of the things that, we don't do anymore, especially now, because everything is instant. We got to have it fast. We're living in a virtual world, but that doesn't mean that we should stop doing the things that we were taught when we were coming up as children. And even if you weren't taught those things, there are people like me that are out there that'll be able to share with you exactly what we do. Like one of the things that I do is plan. I'm an obsessive planner. Y'all want to see how serious I am about my planning? Listen. 1, 2, 3. That's 3. But I have a planner. That you guys have got to see. Now, I have shown it before, but I want to bring it back this afternoon when I come back in from the office during Tips, Topics, and Talk, because every Monday, you guys know it's Money Mondays, and we also plan together. Okay. Now, what we're going to be doing tonight is we're going to be using the Brownstone Living Day by Day Planner. And if you have not gotten your digital copy, I will be sharing that in Brownstone's Best and the Brownstone Center after this particular broadcast, so you can get your copy of the actual digital journal. So this evening we can all plan together, right? All right. Now, how much is the planner? It's only $10. It's instant. It's delivered directly to you, to your inbox, and you can go ahead and you can grab it. Okay. Now, what we are going to be doing is we're going to be providing you all with an additional surprise that's going to come with that. So This evening, I want you guys to pop in and say hello to me. We're going to be doing tips, topics, and talk. I'm going to make this hot water sponge cake. And we are also going to be talking about our money. Now, I do know today, Nicole Johnson of yourpowerofthepurse.com is holding a 5-day challenge. If I were you and you were looking to do something different with your money, absolutely make sure that you are headed over to her challenge. Okay, I'm going to be sharing her information once again. Oh, my finger just all in the way. There is her information. You can reposition your purse with a 5-day challenge. Take the pressure off of your purse to budget like a boss. Did you miss her interview? No worries. We're going to be sharing that again with you on the air on KCCR Radio, the Brownstone. And I know that she's going to be holding additional challenges, but if I were you, I would try to get into this challenge as quickly as possible. We also have something else we want to share with you guys. And this, guys, is the Black Card. I'm going to be sharing additional information about the Black Card in Brownstone's Best, our group, and also on the Brownstone Center. You guys, it's an all-exclusive membership built especially for the culture, for us, okay? You want those discounts and you want deals on different things like travel and food and restaurants and hotel stays and everyday items in between. You want to get 20% off, 30% off, 40% off on a regular basis. This is the card for you. I'm going to be sharing the link inside of Brownstone's Best a little bit later on today so that you guys can take advantage of being a member, because guess what, folks? Membership has its privileges. Once again, you are listening and watching The Day Shift with your girl Paulette on KCCR Radio, the Brownstone Center, and also Brownstone Worldwide. Y'all, let's talk about Brownstone Worldwide, shall we? The website is launching in 2 weeks. We're excited. We're behind the scenes and we are planning and we're preparing and making sure that the information that you guys are going to be receiving from brownstoneworldwide.com is exactly what it's supposed to be. Okay. We want to make sure that you're getting news and information that you can use every single day. We want you to know that we are going to be your one-stop shop. This is your place for community. This is your place to get information on spirit and health and politics and world news. This is also the place you're going to find out more about your money, finance, mortgages, cryptocurrency. All of those things are going to be available to you. And in addition to that, we're going to be migrating more of KCCR Radio to a talk format so that you're going to get more of the information that you can use to help you to quote unquote live the brownstone lifestyle. And basically what that means is learning how to live the best where you are at this moment as you continue to go through your life. Nobody should be miserable every single day. We're going to have those moments, but we should all be looking to live our best every single day. I don't know what that looks like for you. I know what it looks like for me. I am on a challenge and I am working towards being my best self every single day. And what does that look like for what that looks like for me may not be the same for you. But if we can meet somewhere in the middle and we can learn how to commune together as a community here in the Brownstone, the virtual Brownstone, my goodness, the things that we can accomplish as a people and as a community. So I definitely want you guys to come back for tips, topics, and talk. Go ahead and follow me on my reels as well, and also on the Sunday brunch. If you guys missed the Sunday brunch, yesterday was actually the last of the replays for our annual service that we do called Mind Your Own Business. So this year we're going to be doing something a little bit different, and I cannot wait to share that with you. All I want you to do is to just hold tight, because Mind Your Own Business for the end of the year is going to be a whole heck of a lot different this year. So once again, if you are not a part of Brownstone's Best, if you're not a part of the Brownstone Center, go ahead and like the Brownstone Center and go ahead and join Brownstone's Best. It's actually an open forum. You can go in there and you can hang out with us. This is where we're going to be sharing our shows, and you can share who you are and what you've got going on, because we are a community. We're there to lift each other up. We're there to help each other and to provide each other with pertinent and important information that you need as you go along this journey called life, because we live in it right now. We're in the midst of it. So again, I definitely wanted to share that with you guys and let you know that we're constantly working towards getting, let me tell y'all what I'm sick of, because again, this is about the news too. So a mother posted a video of a Chuck E. Cheese mascot ignoring a black child. Let me tell y'all what I'm finna do. I'm getting ready to go ahead and put this in Brownstone's Best, and I'm also going to put this on the Brownstone Center so that you guys can go and check it out. I think in some regard, it's good that we're starting to see more and more people coming forward talking about the things that are impacting them as families. This is ridiculous. No one should be ignoring children. We're talking about kids, y'all. We're talking about kids. We're not talking about like grown folks who are harassing people or anything like that. We're talking about children that are innocent and don't know anything about what we deal with on a regular basis as people. Like, we doing so much and we impact these babies so much. It is just absolutely ridiculous that we're putting our children through so much. So I've gone on ahead and I've shared that on Brownstone's Best and also the Brownstone Center. All right, Black-owned vegan beauty and cosmetic brand now available in both Walmart and Amazon. Y'all, this is pretty cool. So, founder and president of Olazion, a Black-owned beauty and cosmetics company. Company is actually based in Reston, Virginia, and they are officially available on Amazon and Walmart. Let me tell you something, y'all. Let's go ahead. Remember, this is Black Business Month. Go ahead and support those Black businesses that are out there. We want to make sure that we're starting to keep our money within our community and at least let it circulate a couple of times before it starts to leave the community. We have the largest buying power in this country, and we need to start seeing ourselves see that money circulate through our community so that we can start seeing the growth that we desire. I hear a lot of people talk about things like, well, why is so-and-so in our community? How come that store is open? Well, then you open the store. Do what you need to do. Be resourceful. And one of the things that we talked about with one of our business owners over the weekend with regards to putting your money where your mouth is not being afraid to invest in your business. Not being afraid to put your money where your mouth is so that your business can grow and connect with those people who are of like-minded consciousness, who are able to propel you, to help you to be better, to do better, to live better. So those are some of the things that we really try to encourage, and what some of the things that we're going to be doing when we're talking about the Brownstone. Up next this week, we have Cullen's Corner. That's one of our flagship shows where Cullen Carey, myself, and DeCarlo Collins, along with one of our DJs, his name is DJ Tony Sanchez, who airs on Saturday and Sunday, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. He literally comes on and he provides us with great comic relief when we need it. But one of the things we definitely want to do is keep you guys informed of our hot topics. The only way that you can do that is if you are a part of Brownstone's Best or the Brownstone Center, because that's exactly where he posts those questions. So be on the lookout for that. All right, now let's talk about these oil prices. Anybody notice that gas has gone down? So let's talk about what's happening. Now, what they're saying is that the price of oil has indications that there is something happening in China. And I'm nosy. I want to see what it is. Let's talk about that. All right. Ooh. I almost want to bake a cake right now. And I can't. I'm so glad you all are here with me hanging out. This is so cool. But y'all, while this is loading, because I think this is going to be the last one that I'm going to be talking about before I start heading into the office, here's what I want to definitely encourage you to do. Come back this evening, rather. It's probably going to be about 5 or 6. We're going to do tips, topics, and talk, and we're going to be going over our planner together. I'm going to share the planner with you guys so we can do it later on tonight together. You can go ahead and print it out. You can use it on your cell phone, or you can use it on your iPad device as well. Okay. This is going to be the last of these particular planners because we're getting ready to start having them where they are available for you to actually hold in your hand and carry with you. One of the things that I really like about a handheld carrier is because you are writing the vision and making it plain. And when you are actually able to see what you're doing on a regular basis, you're more apt to make it a game for yourself and cross those things off of your list, right? So awesome. Well, thank you so much, Sean, for that. I appreciate it. Again, it's only $10, y'all. That's all it is. We definitely want to make sure that you guys are getting into that. We're going to be doing our planning this evening. I love a handheld planner. It is nothing like it. But because I have never been diagnosed, but nobody has to tell me, honey, I have ADHD and I got it bad. I'll pick up something. Oh, that's pink. Oh, that's green. That's yellow. That's red. Oh my goodness, this planner, that planner, this planner, that planner. So what I had to learn how to do in order for me to stay focused was I had to learn how to write things down. And I follow a a regime that I learned when I was selling Mary Kay, and it's called the 6 list. I don't know if anybody has ever heard of it, but one of the things that the 6 list has you do is you write down the 6 most important things that you have to do for the day. No more than 6, right? 6. Okay. Once you do that, what you're going to do is you're going to start going through your list and you're going to start crossing off things as you get them done. Okay. Now, once you get those done, you're able to celebrate or at least move yourself to the next level on your list. But you're not going to touch anything extra. You're just going to move those things to that new list based upon what you accomplished. If you did not finish something on that list, it becomes top priority for the next day for yourself, right? And that's what's a part of this planner. All right. One of the other things is guys, this is a day by day planner, because what a lot of people have a bad habit of doing is they're not able to keep their home straight. So I created the planner because my daughter, who just recently got married, was struggling trying to keep her home clean, work, and she was a new mom. And she's in a blended family. So how do you get all of these people to help in keeping the place straight as your family is expanding? And so I created the planner based upon what I knew to be one of my biggest issues. And I like shiny things. So the next shiny thing will make me put down the last thing, and I never finished what I was supposed to start. So that was one of the things that I wanted to definitely share with you guys. So this is on the New York Times. I'm going to go ahead and share this to our pages, and definitely keep yourself informed all of the time. The reason why I share this information with you guys is because this is where the information I'm sharing with you is what is going to be available to you on brownstoneworldwide.com, plus some other things as well. Y'all, we got some events coming down the pipe. I'm so excited about that. And we're going to be opening up the doors for you guys for the end of the year for a virtual webinar. And then we're going to do some live events. I know we have one coming up the weekend of Juneteenth 2023. So we're excited about that. And eventually the doors of the church are going to be open if you want to become a vendor or you want to present your wares. So most definitely wanted to share a lot of this information with you guys. It is about 6 after the top of the hour. You guys are currently watching and listening KCCR Radio, the Brownstone Center. This is the Day Shift with your girl Paulette. I am the owner and founder of Brownstone Worldwide, where we are changing the narrative on how we see ourselves and others in media. Welcome home. That is our mantra. We stand by that because we want to make sure that we are those folks that are handling our business on a regular basis. And sometimes that means that you have to get into some new circles, folks, and it's okay. So what I'm going to leave you with today is we're going to listen to the news once again so that you guys get to know what's happening around the world. Really quick, let me pull up my folder. And then we're going to get ready to roll out. I hope that you guys enjoy your day and that you all are doing everything that you need to do. But you know me, when I come back, we're going to do the 3 most important things that you should do for yourself today. All right. This is going to take 1 minute, but I need you to hear what's happening around the world and what's in the news. Okay. And y'all get out here, enjoy this amazing day, handle your business. So here we go. We're going to listen to Mr. Alan Edwards from KCCR Radio.
The European Union on Monday said it put forward a final text to revive the 2015 Iran nuclear deal. It's 4 days of indirect talks between U.S. and Iranian officials wrapped up in Vienna.
How will the Iran indeed shrink its uranium enrichment, which has improved in the last 2 years tremendously? And not at least, how do the U.S. assure the Iranians that if in 2024 a Republican president would be elected, that this deal would not yet again be abolished?
The Biden administration announced another $1 billion in new military aid for Ukraine on Monday, pledging what will be the biggest yet delivery of rockets, ammunition, and other arms straight from the Department of Defense stocks for Ukraine forces.
The US pledge of a massive new shipment of arms comes as analysts warned that Russia was moving troops and equipment in the direction of the southern port cities to stave off a Ukrainian counteroffensive. The aid includes additional rockets for the high-mobility artillery rocket systems, as well as thousands of artillery rounds, mortar systems, javelins, and other ammunition and equipment. Harry Michaels reporting.
6 more ships carrying agricultural cargo held by the war in Ukraine received authorization to leave the country's Black Sea coast as analysts warn that Russia was moving troops and equipment in the direction of the southern port cities to stave off Ukrainian counteroffensive.
The latest ships are set sail are bound for Turkey, where they'll be inspected as part of the deal reached with Russia and the UN.
Basketball star Brittany Griner and former Marine Paul Whelan should be hopefully released from Russia as part of a 2-for-2 prisoner swap, former U.S. Ambassador to the UN Bill Richardson said.
Well, I don't want to go into everything that I've been doing. I've been talking to the Russians. I talked to the White House. I'm a catalyst. This is going to be a government-to-government negotiation.
This is the latest news headlines. Actress Anne Heche is in stable condition after she was involved in a fiery crash on Friday that damaged a Los Angeles home, her representative has stated. The Los Angeles Police Department also confirmed that 53-year-old Heche was in the driver's seat in the solo vehicle crash. LAPD sources told ABC News they suspect Heche was allegedly driving at an excessive speed when the crash happened. 4 people are dead after a suspected drunk driver crashed into a golf cart in Texas. Officers from the Galveston Police Department responded to the scene at the intersection of 33rd Street and Avenue R around 11:35 p.m. Saturday and found an adult driver of the golf cart dead at the scene, police said. An adult female and 2 children were transported to the University of Texas Medical Branch at Galveston, where they later died, police said. A Maryland auction house sold a wristwatch that once belonged to Adolf Hitler for $1.1 million. Alexander Historical Auctions in Chesapeake City has estimated the value between $2 and $4 million, describing the watch as a World War II relic of historic proportions. News outlets reported that Jewish leaders and others objected to the sale this week, saying it had little to no historical value. With the midterm elections 3 months away, Americans maintain a sour view of the state of the economy and are pessimistic about its future course, with President Joe Biden's approval rating across a range of issue areas continuing to suffer, according to a new ABC News IPSOS poll. 69% of Americans think the nation's economy is getting worse, the highest that the measure has reached since 2008. Currently, only 12% think the economy is getting better, and 18% think it's essentially staying the same. And that's the latest news headlines. I'm Alan Edwards.
And you guys, this is your girl Paulette. Thank you so much for joining us this morning for the day shift. Again, you're going to be able to hear this replay later on today, actually twice. So get ready for that. Go ahead and download the app, KCCR Radio, The Brownstone. And then also we're going to have you check out KCCRthebrownstone.com if you want to listen on your desktop. Also, be sure to come back this evening. Be ready to plan out your work week and your week. That's what we're going to be doing tonight for Tips, Topics, and Talk. All right. 3 things that I always like to tell everybody. 1, love your life. It's the only one that you have. 2, live your life to the fullest and enjoy every single experience. And lastly, breathe through every single moment. I will see you all later on this evening for Tips, Topics, and Talk. Bye.